reading for the Scorpio female in a coupled relationship. So I use an anchor spread to kind of signify what's going on here. And I also use the Romance Tarot and the Sex and Love Tarot. And I just kind of go through this anchor spread and figure out what we can figure out. Hopefully it highlights things for you or opens doors or makes you understand your partner better. Is really what I'm trying to accomplish, is a smoother ride through this romantic process. So for the Scorpio female in a coupled relationship, the first card I get is 15. So 15 is the devil. It's the devil card. So really temptation and indulging in that, right? It's a female signifying this temptation. And now we have a female Scorpio. So you may be in a position where you are tempting, you know, your partner in certain ways, or you may be in temptation of some underhanded behavior as well. Could be a symbol of that. Now the next card I get, that's on the romance side of things. So there's some kind of temptation in the romantic area of this relationship that's going on. You also could be dealing with a partner that's a Capricorn. Now, the next card I get is the King of Pentacles. This usually talks about the sexual side of things. So in this picture, it depicts a man, you know, kind of preying on the woman, you know, almost ready to attack. And the woman not really wanting to respond there. Not only is she smaller in stature, but cowering as well. So maybe you are in a relationship where you feel preyed upon in that way, in a physical kind of way. So it may be in regards to that. Maybe there's a temptation here in that way. I'm trying to link that. It's not making sense. I feel like there's kind of a deviousness, kind of a trickery that wants to happen to escape that. You're trying to escape the Knight of, or the King of Pentacles as it advances to you in a devious kind of way. Like not being, I don't feel it's a bad way, but I feel like it's just trying to avoid it without coming clean and saying, you know, I don't want this, don't give me that, you know, without confronting. So there's a sense of kind of weaseling your way through here. The next card I get is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is really that woman that's sitting back at the end of the day and ruminating about things that are going on. And usually I've seen this card to mean good things. Like you're really, oh, this is how my day went. This is great. This is wonderful. So if we have the devil here, we got to be careful at what we're getting our jollies from. Because there's temptation here to do wrong, but there's also a sense that this woman is being preyed upon. So there's something going on here. Now, to clarify the Queen, we get the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is really, man, they always make me aware of the green cape, the green drapery here. And the green is about healing the heart and healing the mind and body, okay? So beyond that, we have someone here that's trying to get away with something. He's sneaking off behind this couple. So I feel like the deviousness here for the Scorpio female may be she's trying to indulge on a physical side of things in order to get away with something outside of that. Something is off here. Something's a little bit shady. Okay, so the next card I get is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is really about escaping and going somewhere where things are brighter, clearer, sunnier. Okay, so if we have a King of Pentacles that's trying to, or that is making you feel like, you know, like you feel like the prey, you're trying to escape that. You know, you're trying to get away from that. And then to expand on that in the sexual side of things, I get the Lovers. And the Lovers is about choices. Within the relationship, it's about making decisions. And I feel like you may make a decision to leave. You know, get away from that energy for a while. I don't know how temporary or whatever it may be. Now, The next card I come across is the Ace of Cane, or the Ace of Wands, right? And the Ace of Wands is really, I mean, it's the phallic symbol. It's about sex. And there seems to be sex here, but a feeling of not wanting it. Like, I'm getting a sense here that the woman is feeling either threatened or like preyed upon in a sexual way, but yet it's still happening. But there's some choices here that are in the process of coming out or being made. Things that are wanting to go in that way. Now, the Ace of Wands really symbolizes the act itself, okay, engaging in the act itself. And they're making me, through these readings, they're making me see those signs in the background. There's framed pictures of all the seasons. And it's like I've had to go through this for so long. I've had to go through this for 4 seasons. What's going on, right? There's choices here to be made. What's the choice? So as we move on, on the sex side of things, we have the Knave of Wands. Now, that's the Page of Wands. He is about the passion and about bringing out the passion in an inspirational way within the woman. So this is counter to the energy that's coming in. So it's almost like 2 separate energies, but I'll continue. The next card we get is 11, which is Justice. And again, we have to take note of the woman here that is blinded. There's something that's not being seen. So somebody in the relationship is not seeing something, or not wanting someone else to see something, or something is being undercover, okay? So there's a justice here that's going to come out through that. Now, the next card I get is the Knave of Swords. So we're kind of all over the place with the characters here. But nonetheless, the Knave of Swords is about objectifying a physical body. So, and I get the sense that this Scorpio female is really feeling like she is only being used for her body or her physical sense. And it is somewhat agreed upon that. She understands that's where she's been for so long, but I feel like an unnerving at this point where it's kind of getting to the end of the rope here, where I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be preyed upon in that way. I don't want to be looked upon in that way. And even though this woman in this card here, the Knave of Swords, she's somewhat putting herself on display. She's not looking at the man, and the man is not touching her. So we have an engagement here with the Knave of Wands where there's a coming together to inspire that. And then we have justice coming with the Knave of Swords. So I don't know if within the relationship you're getting your ups and downs in that way, where you're getting real close and then feeling kind of almost like disgusted. You're engaging in your partner and then feeling disgusted. I don't know. We move on here to the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is really about this man leaning over this woman. She's asleep. And he's laying down a rose. So it's giving off the vibe that I want to appreciate you, but I don't want you to know how much I appreciate you. So I'm going to leave this rose to make you happy, but you're not going to know it's me. Or I don't want you to know it's me. Or whatever. It's kind of holding back emotionally in that way. And then to clarify that in the physical side of things, we get the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is about, again, these males are both coming forward with flowers to offer the woman. And in both these cards, the woman's eyes are closed. So I'm getting a sense here that there's a male here in the relationship offering and offering and offering, but the woman is just shut off or closed off or not wanting to accept. There may be a situation where there's some resentment over something. There's justice that needs to be done here, and I don't feel that it's happened yet. I don't feel that, like, I feel an imbalance huge, okay? So the next card I get is the Seven of Swords, which is about deceit. So somebody is not coming forth with everything that they are. And I feel like maybe that's on both sides. There's stuff here that's just not being said, not coming forth, not being true to the relationship in a communication kind of way, not coming forth with feelings to the point where there's even deceit going on. Okay, so the next card I get is the Emperor, number 4, and that's on the sex side of things. It's interesting, the Emperor is looking directly towards the Justice card. Okay, so that may be your partner is looking for justice for something, and the Seven of Swords, the woman in this card is leaning away from the justice. So there's a sense here of not wanting justice, not caring about justice, but she has an angle nonetheless. But it doesn't seem to be within her partner. Doesn't seem, the answers are not there. It seems like the partners are really at odds. Okay, but yet I feel a cohabitation here, or at least the commitment has not been broken. Now, as we move on, I gotta eat my words here. The next card I get is the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands in the traditional is about really two paths you can take. Now, in the romance deck here, we have, now we don't know if these are brothers or, you know, in-laws or friends or what the heck, but you get a sense of one appreciating the other. Now, these are two males and they're buddies, and I maybe the whole thing here is based on the fact that maybe you got a partner here that is really paying more attention outside of the relationship than he is inside the relationship. He's more buddy-buddy with his friends than he's buddy-buddy with you, or even close to you. And maybe he only has a side to him that is in the sexual realm, right? He's buddy-buddy with his buddies, but he's not with you. He's sexual with you, but that's not enough to keep you going. And you've maybe had this over the years and you just have had enough. The next card I get on the sexual side of things to expand on is the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is always about a split. It's always about a break and feelings of hurt. We have a sense of deception here, and then we have hurt. So somebody here is getting hurt along the way. Now, as we go on, we have the Ace of Coins, and the Ace of Coins is always it's in the Romance Tarot, right? And it's the card that kind of symbolizes that we put money first. Money is the root of where I look first, then the relationship comes next. Now, this could be you or your partner that puts money first, and because of the heartbreak here, we may have a situation where you were put last, right? You were put definitely underneath the money. So the money comes first. So there's maybe a sense of pain here from the partner. The Scorpio female is feeling a sense of pain. It's like, I'm not important. I don't mean anything. I'm not the money. So as we move on here, we get death. So the death is about the transition. So death comes on the heels of the money. So there's an ending to something to do with the money that causes pain and suffering here. Now, I couldn't leave it on that note. So I pulled 2 more cards, and the first card I got was the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands character is about that grounded, loving energy that everybody wants. Now, it's interesting. I'm getting these senses that the Scorpio female in this relationship is just not satisfied. They're giving in to sexual urges for their partner and not being satisfied in the meantime. And I feel like feelings of resentment have built up, and to a point where either instinctively they know something's going on, or instinctively they're creating something that is like there's something going on here in a sneaky way that kind of just underpins everything. Now, I don't know what that is exactly. Okay, but we have money out here in left field that seems to be the center of everything. Even though it's off in the corner, there's an ending to this that creates a chain reaction of a whole bunch of events, and it's all around the money. So there's an ending here that comes with the money. So either there's an end to money coming in, and that creates a break, or there's an end or a stop to the flow. There's something with money and an ending that creates something of sorrow for the female. She's very much not disappointed. She is very much in grief and sorrow, and there's an ending here, and it's a double ending. We got 13 plus the 10 of swords. So it's not only an ending, but it's hard felt ending, something that's hard to deal with. Again, the Knight of Wands is that great energy. So we have an ending, but a good energy on top of that. I don't understand. And then I clarified again, and I got the the Knight of Pentacles. And I looked at the Knight of Pentacles. I'm like, what's going on? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's two male cards here. And heartbreak. And then we've definitely got a strong figure here. An emperor, someone that rules the roost, is definitely overruling the Scorpio female, and to a point where they are feeling unimportant. You know, it makes them feel unimportant. So that they're carrying this through and realizing it's not kosher. And there's some kind of offering that this male is making. It's just not standing up to what she wants coming in. It's an offer to kind of mend things, but it's not mending what she wants to mend. But yet I feel from the Scorpio female, she's not coming forward and saying exactly what she needs. And that may be the sneaky part, is that she's not going to say, so therefore it's not going to happen. But there's still a sense here that there's something off. So as we move on, right, this camaraderie that goes on, and I feel like that's the partner. The partner's kind of getting happy and entertained outside of the relationship. Not meaning that they're cheating, but they're getting emotional and gratification outside of the relationship. And I mean, you can have that where you're going out with your buddies and having fun, but your partner's sitting at home not enjoying themselves, and they're not included. It's like they're completely excluded. And that's the sense I'm getting here. It's just there's really kind of, again, no respect for the female. No respect on all levels, right? So however that works out, there's something that creates an ending to something with having to do with money within the relationship. Now, it could be the relationship ends because we have two cards that signify that. There's the breakup card that's right beside the buddy, you know, and then there's the death card right beside the money. So I'm confused, but there's something to do with money and transitions, right? So maybe there's a sense within the relationship that this woman is not independent in her own right financially, or there's a dependence on the partner for the money, but somehow that gets disrupted. Somehow that ends. And it creates trauma, you know, not trauma, but it creates a huge depressive state within the Scorpio female. There's definitely an ending here, and it has to do with, yeah, I gotta bring one more card out. The Page of Cups, like it's just all these characters, but I'm not getting a scenario. And the Page of Cups is emotional immaturity. So if we have an emotional immaturity, and then there's the Knight of Cups there kind of supplying the money, and we have the Knight of Wands, that's, you know, it's interesting that I get this energy of dissatisfaction and predatory over the female body. But then in the end, I get the Knight of Wands, which is enjoying every single part of it. Is this in the same relationship? Are we dealing with? I feel like there's an ending here. So are we ending to go in a different direction? Is that what's going on? It's interesting. I guess the readings in the summer will show, but there's definitely a solid, grounded male figure here, very much in charge of finances, very much in charge of things. And that seems to be stifling the female to the point where they want to leave. They want to make a different decision. But nonetheless, I feel like there's an accommodation here that happens. And through that, I don't know, things go awry by the end of, you know, whatever it is. I mean, this is the anchor spread, so this will be over the month of February. There's something that goes awry here. And there's an emotional immaturity that is kind of to blame for all of this. So be aware of that for the Scorpio female couple. It's kind of, I don't think that this is any kind of surprise, this emotional state that you're in. I don't think it's a surprise. I think I'm more confused by the whole situation being outside of it. But I think that you feel that there's some choices to be made. And justice seems to be rearing its head here. So there will be a justified state, I feel, at the end of all of this. No matter what decisions are made, justice will do its part to whoever deserves it in whatever way they deserve. So if you have done, you know, you have been a loyal partner and things have, you know, you just feel like you're not appreciated for who you truly are, then you will go on to find someone to appreciate you, or you'll go on to be rewarded in that way. And if your partner is truly unruly here or overpowering, they will go on to enjoy to maybe not enjoy things so well. They will feel justice for that. They will get some karma for that. So whatever way it's meant to go out, it will. But nonetheless, I feel a balancing out of energies, but a lot of hurt feelings. So not expecting things. You're expecting it to go in a certain way and it doesn't. And that's really what happens here. Is I expect it to go a certain way, and why am I disappointed? I shouldn't be crying. You know, I should be rewarded, and we got to look at that. So I'm not sure where that comes from. Not sure where that comes from. It's very kind of disheartening, actually. And again, I don't like talking about endings, but I feel like the money is really, I don't want to say there's an ending here, but we have two cards. I can't deny it. And then we have money. That's the root of it here. So, you know, kind of, I'm getting this saying, it's the root of all evil. So we have to, I mean, obviously that means something here. It means something here. So take that into account. Wow, it's pretty powerful. Scorpio reading, but nonetheless tumultuous. Again, not a shock to the female. I think she understands, but there's going to be some things that create havoc nonetheless. So in the meantime, take care, have fun, and be kind, and happy Valentine's Day.